Welcome back to the book of Darius. We're going to continue right now. And we're going to go on to verse 8 now to wrap this all up. Because what we did just talk about was not being worried about nothing. Let the peace of God live within you. And what does God say to us right here? He says, finally, brethren, whatsoever thing, he's saying, here's the things you should be focused on. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Now, y'all can go back and look at these verses on your own later. Again, it's Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 through 8. And in particular, that verse right there, verse 8, is talking about the things you should think on, the things you should focus on. And this is how it applies to you in your life. And again, you ain't got to be a believer. You ain't got to be a Christian to get what this is saying. This is common sense. It's about your focus. It's focused on the things that matter, things that are honest, things that are pure, things that are lovely. And my favorite one in there is the things that are of good report. Of good report. Things that have been talked about by many people, and the subject matter is of good report. It ain't got no bad connotation to it. These are the things you should be thinking on. Think on these things, God says. Think on these. Don't focus on all the other stuff. This world, folks, as I discussed in the last episode, there is a devil, no doubt about it. And if you don't want to believe in the devil, I understand. But if you can't agree with me that at least mankind is broke and wicked and distorted, history will tell you that. That's provable, very provable. But this world is designed to distract us. You can't drive down the road without a billboard, seeing a billboard flashing in your face. You can't watch a TV show without a commercial, shoving something down your throat. Entertainment in itself, it bombards you. It is all around us. And we work. Work in itself is a distraction. And you think about what we work for and how many hours we work in this country. It's one thing to have a 40-hour-a-week work job. That's pretty much the standard in this country. And I do that as well. I ain't dogging you if you're working 40 hours a week. That's kind of what we're supposed to do. But I've challenged myself at times. I've thought, what am I sacrificing with my job? And when they offer overtime, I never take it. I never take it. And the reason I don't is because God has given me everything I need, what I need. Are there things I want? Oh, absolutely. I want things I love to want and desire. And there are lovely things in this world that we all want and need, But do we need it? And is it worth the sacrifice of time you are taking away from your family, your friends, your loved ones, time away from God, time that you could simply be focused on God? Our focus is jacked up. And so I'm asking y'all today, what are the things you think on? What are you focused on? We are so angry in this world about everything. We got to have an opinion about everything. We got to have that opinion heard on the phone, on the tweet box, and on anyone that will listen or any place there is to talk or be heard, we will do it. And we will itch and cry and complain about everything. We don't rejoice. Rejoice ain't fun. You turn on the TV, reality shows are the big thing. Don't nobody want to watch a reality show where everybody's just happy. Woo, my life is so good. No, we want turmoil. We got to see some craziness of people pulling each other's hair out and yelling and screaming. We think on the wrong things. We don't think on the things that are pure. So, to the believers, verse 5, go back to that again. And this can apply to non-believers as well. Let your moderation be known unto all men. The most important part of that is the Lord is at hand. The Lord is at hand. He is near, is what that is saying. He's coming. And if he's not coming, you say, well, I don't believe in that, Brother Darius. I ain't no Jesus. I'm not going down that road. Don't believe in none of that. Okay, that's fine. You're going to die. You are going to die. And you're going to meet your maker. Now, if you think there ain't nothing on the afterlife, okay, fine. Then you ought to be living this life to the best of your ability right now. And I would think you'd want to live it a long time. So you'd want to live a clean and pure life, so that you don't leave this planet earlier than you have. But for you Christians, you're going to die. And the Lord is at hand. Meaning he's either going to come back or you're going to die and stand in front of him. And y'all might think, well, Brother Darius, that's a long way down the road. I'm all right and to do whatever I want to do. But you realize right now, the news, I love talking the news. You know, there's a volcano up in Alaska about ready to blow. So that's Alaska. Don't have no effect on me, Brother Darius. Thing ain't gone off since 1914. They say if and when it goes off, and it will eventually someday, where it's located in the world, it's going to put up such a plume of ashes and everything, it will disrupt all sorts of airplane travel in the world because we travel up and around through there. It's a big deal. Now, when you start thinking about volcanoes going off, you got to start thinking about earthquakes. It could trigger a tsunami that could head down the west coast. Now, that could also mean things on this side of the planet. We've been fortunate on this side of the planet. We talk about Turkey. God bless Turkey. Up to like 50,000 people dead from the earthquake they had over there. And we've been lucky here in America. We got 3-4 different fault lines that could go off any minute. And if and when they do, they're going to be very destructive. And it's going to be, you very well could be dead. And you could die in a car wreck tomorrow. And we don't think about those things, folks. We live in the moment. We live for the fun. We live for the happiness. We live for the excitement. And I'm not saying that we should be walking around just depressed and scared. Well, I'm going to die in a minute. I'm going to die. But you should have it somewhere in your head that today could be the last day I live. This could be the last time I ever talk to y'all. I'd like to say, oh, I'm okay with that. I'm going to be with Jesus tomorrow. I'm not okay with it. I got a family, I got friends, and I don't want to leave them. I don't want them to be without me. I'd like to say I don't want y'all to be without me, but I ain't nothing but 18 subscribers, so you ain't going to miss me all that much. But you ought to have it in your head, this life is very temporary. And what are you doing with it? Right now, today, what sort of moderation are you living your life in a way that other people can see and desire, and how can you affect your fellow man or woman on this planet to help them to have a better life? So let your moderation be known, folks. Let your moderation be known. Love y'all. Thank you for joining me once again. As always, please, when you go out today, or whether your family with you today, inside the house, do something for someone outside, above and beyond what you would normally do. Make somebody's day, and I promise you, it'll make yours. Amen, amen, amen.